Welcome to Let Us Farm. My name is Emelifon Noel Oge of Let Us Farm. So today what we're looking at is how to reduce your cost of production using other variables. What I mean by other variables is other things like maggot, condemned bread, condemned indomie, and a lot of things. This video is because of a video I did before. So many people reached out to me asking me that, oh, wait, what I keep saying is feed, 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 feed. What of using variables? People send a lot of variables to me. Yes, these variables are food items that either contain protein or contain carbohydrates. They are nice. So let's look at those variables that we can actually use to reduce cost of production. Please remember, this is Let Us Farm. If you are having any problem in your farm, any challenges whatsoever, simply do a 2 to 3 minutes video and send to me. Try and do this video when you're feeding your fishes. So when I look at this video, I will be able to provide you with the practical solutions to solving your problems. Remember, these services are free. We're not charging for it. In case anyone asks you to come and join WhatsApp group, Telegram group that Let Us Farm is forming, please discard that. We're not forming such. So don't forget to make sure you subscribe to this channel, follow all my platforms, and ask questions at any time you have anything confused. Don't rely on what people said that I said. Either you listen to me and hear it like this, or see my write-ups and read it yourself that I wrote, please, so that you don't get confused. I'll be right back to discuss this. Welcome back. So like I said, I receive messages from people on, way out of the situation because of the rising cost of production and everything like that. I did mention in my last video that one of the best ways for you to avoid this cost of production, reducing the number of fish you are going to stock. But again, most of us, we like easy solutions. Some keep on asking me about, drugs that gives results and stuff like that. I'm going to talk about drugs generally in another video. I'm going to mention you some drugs you don't even know that exist and what they actually do, so that you don't you don't get more carried away about things that naturally you shouldn't be. So today, like I said, these are questions that bug people a lot. Now, what are the variables you can use to substitute your feed in a catfish farm? I explained in that video that don't go and say you want to compound your feed, because what most of us do is, in trying to compound our feed, we remove the nutritional value of the feed and replace them with what people say fishes eat. The problem about this is that what makes your catfish to be big and have weight, even any fish to be big and have weight, is the nutritional value they get from eating the feed, not the feed that you are giving to them. This is what most people don't understand. You give a fish something to eat, it will eat when it's hungry. But the problem is, this thing that it ate, is it going to work? Is it going to translate to body weight? Or is it going to just be that it's feeding? Some people would say, oh, if I have my fish in my pond and I don't have money to feed them in a day or 2 days, would they die? They will not die because they are inside the water. So definitely they will drink water and will not die. But what happens is that instead of to gain, they lose. So if they are supposed to gain any fraction of weight gain, those times you did not feed, they lose it. For you to make them gain those things, you have to spend like extra 1 or 2 weeks feeding them constantly, so that they will have a replacement of what they lost within 2 days. This is the reality on ground. You may say, no, if I feed them tomorrow, what was lost yesterday will come back. It's not correct, because when you feed them tomorrow, the tomorrow will come to replace And when it replaces, there are still gaps that it has not replaced, because every day they lose feed, they lose part of their body growth. So this cannot be corrected within one day. This is, I'm saying, no one will ever tell you this, but this is a reality, fact. So now, people ask, what are these feed that you can use? Feed variables that you can use to augment your feed. Now, let me explain this. I have said this before and I keep saying it. Look, if you don't have money to stock 500 and you have money to stock only 100, kindly stock only 100. Take very good care of 100. When you sell the 100, the profit you make, you can go to 120 or 150. If anyone sits in his house or somewhere and calls himself a consultant and tells you that because you don't have money to feed your 500 fishes, that what you are going to do is, don't worry what people are saying, go stock it, go get intestine, go get maggot, go get condemned bread, go get condemned indomie and feed these fishes, that you make a hell of money. I'm telling you today, if this is what you are giving your fishes alone, you are going to make a hell lot of loss. If it is true what they said, by now people like us would have been I would have been a dollar billionaire without spending anything. What this simply means is that I have actually tried all these things. I have done all this stuff. But in my experiments, I took time to understand the reason why some of these things fail. And the truth is that when it fails, I don't give up. So I try to understand, I try to learn, I try to go back to understand what are the reasons for these failures. And each time I understand those reasons, I try to improve and get a better result. And that's the reason why when I talk with all confidence. So now, if you're using only maggot is nutritional, but cannot replace feed. A company processed feed is a balanced diet. When you look at the back of the feed, look behind it, you will see composition. Read through those compositions, you will see it's a balanced diet. But a maggot is not a balanced diet. Yes, it contains high level of protein, but high level of protein is not the only thing that your fish needs. So if you want to use maggot, what you do is you make sure you feed your fishes with fish feed to satisfaction. In between the feeding, you give them maggot. So what the maggot does is just to boost whatever your feed has done. Now, if you use maggot on movable ponds like your tarpaulin ponds, your concrete ponds and stuff like this, make sure that after that, you always change your water so that you don't pollute your water. Because if the maggots are dirty, they are going to pollute the water. So make sure you don't pollute the water. Same thing with using chicken intestine. It contains a lot of oil on it. So sometimes after feeding with chicken intestine, you discover that your pond floats with oil. Good. So make sure you always change the water to avoid contamination. Even on your eating pond, once you see all those type of things, pump out and pump in clean water. But don't say you are using this to replace the feed. If you do that, it's a capital loss. So like I said, what you do is when you feed, let's say in the morning, you feed your fishes to satisfaction. They are good to go. Around 3 o'clock, you feed them to satisfaction. They are good to go. Then maybe at 7 p.m., you just come and give them any of this, like your maggot, your chicken intestine, give them as snack. The reason why you are giving it to them is to boost on whatever they have eaten. Even if you want, you can give them in between meals As you fed them in the morning, let's say around 3 o'clock, you now give them this, your maggot or your chicken intestine. Then night, around 7 p.m., you now feed them with their normal feed. So just like a boost, that's what this does. So, but if you rely on the fact that, oh, okay, that this is what you want to feed your fishes and to get your result, it ain't gonna work. You may doubt this, but it's practically proven. So I don't want you that you want to start a fish farm, you go on budgeting on those type of things. They will not give you that result. And another logic is that, do you know the magnitude of chicken intestine or the magnitude of maggot that you will get, that you will give to a 500 fishes to get them to satisfaction? Except you just want 2 or 3 to eat and others will not eat. If you know the magnitude, you will discover that you can't get this on a regular supply. Forget stories about people producing maggot at home. That thing you produce at home, now give it to the fishes to eat once and think about the next production that will complete the next cycle. You discover it's not easy. Then if you want to buy it from people that produce, you now turn to scavenger, looking from one place to another to get these stores. It's not easy. So why not save yourself the stress? Sit down, think of what you're producing, drop the number that you want to produce, that you don't have money and capacity to buy the feed. Reduce that number. When you reduce the number, you now come to that you can be able to handle. Get that and give to your fishes. And then the result at the end of the day will blow your mind. If there's any part of this topic that you don't get, please kindly drop it in the comment section and let's look at it and know exactly what went wrong. And if anything you want me to discuss with you, just drop it in the comment section and I'll pick it up from there. Until I come your way next time, my name is Emily Fowundal Oge of Let Us Farm. Keep farming. It's a way of life.